Hey everyone, Landon here. Hope everyone's having an amazing week so far. In today's video, we are going to go over what the offer is. When you find that property that you love, you want it, and you want to write an offer, we're going to go through quickly what that actually is. So let's just go ahead and dive right on into it. Alright guys, so this is the most commonly used purchase agreement here for real estate transactions in Arizona. This is a Arizona Association of Realtors document. It's an 11-page document that kind of outlines the terms that you and the seller are going to agree upon. As a buyer, your agent, your realtor is going to fill this out on your behalf and submit it. This is your offer. Then the seller obviously has an opportunity to change any of the terms and go back and forth or whatever until you agree on something. So we're going to kind of fly through this here. The first page is just a buyer advisory. I'm not going to really touch on that. Guys, if you want a copy of this, I'd be happy to send it to you. Everyone's welcome to reach out to me anytime. First page, pretty basic. You got your buyer information, seller, address, legal description, stuff your realtor is going to fill out for you. Purchase price. This is where you're going to go ahead and put in the amount that you're willing to pay for the home. Earnest money is usually 1% of the purchase price. It is negotiable, but it's the money you put up front or you submit with the offer to show that you're serious. You're also going to put how much you're going to put down and what kind of financing you're getting to, like, where the money is coming from to get to that full purchase price. Close of escrow date, you guys, it's all negotiable. You have the opportunity to choose the date that you want to close on, the date you want to get the keys. It's generally going to be about 30 days out from when you write the offer. 30 to 45 days is pretty standard. You got to have time to get through the inspection period, get the appraisal back, get all your loan documents in order to get the loan. If it's cash, it's a little different, but you do have a say on the date that you want to close. So it's negotiable with the seller. Generally, you're looking at about 30 days. Here you got a section where you can write in personal property. If there's a refrigerator, washer, dryer in there, as long as it's not garbage, I'll tend to just check these regardless for my clients, just because it's something that's not generally countered. And if you already have one, you can just sell it when you get it. Everything's circumstantial, but here's where you would do it. Just mark if you want the refrigerator, washer, dryer, any other personal property as well, like maybe an entertainment center, something like that. If there's a lot of personal property, you would want to put that in a different contract. If a lender sees that you're getting a ton of stuff and they're issuing a loan for it, they don't really want to loan on personal property, so it could mess up your loan to put too much stuff in here. A couple things, it's not going to make much of a difference to most lenders. And you guys, I'm not an attorney. I'm not, giving any legal advice here. I would need to disclose that. The goal of this video is to try to get you comfortable with what an offer actually is, so when it comes down to writing one, you'll be more comfortable with it. Alright, so seller concessions. This is another important thing to talk with your realtor about when submitting an offer. Buyers are responsible for, on average, say about $5,000 of closing costs that they are supposed to bring to the table when closing. Those cover like your title fees, your lender fees, HOA fees, things like that. And a lot of times buyers don't have that extra cash to bring down on top of their down payment, or maybe they're getting a down payment, they're taking advantage of one of the down payment programs out there and they're not even bringing the down payment. This is how you can get into a property with absolutely no money down. You basically get the seller to pay for those closing costs. Sometimes you're going to offset this by, say, adding a little more to the purchase price. The seller is really just looking at their bottom line at the end of the day, but I tend to always recommend asking for seller concessions to pay closing costs. Just another negotiation tool to try to get my clients the best deal. Again, everything's circumstantial. It always depends, really, even how much you want the home. If you really want the home, or you want to try to get the home. I mean, there's a lot of things involved you'd want to talk with your realtor about, but this is where you would request the amount of closing costs. And you always, you want to make sure you're requesting enough as well. You don't want to get down to it and then, you're $1,000 short and you don't have that. That could mess up the whole transaction. Title company, guys, you guys have the right to choose whatever title company you want. A lot of times it's going to be recommended by your realtor, or the listing agent might recommend you use a certain title company. Again, everything's negotiable and circumstantial, but sometimes it's best just to give them that. Let them choose the title company, and then you can get something else that you want. Alright guys, so here's another big change with these new contracts we got last year. These contracts don't change very often. There's a lot involved with these changes, so maybe they change every 10 years or so. This was a big one for last year's updates. All properties now are sold as is. This means that it's not required now for sellers to make sure all the functional items in the home are in working order, like the air conditioning, washer, dryer, dishwasher, basically anything that functions. Used to be, it had to be working. Now it doesn't. So it's really important to, actually the next section here is your due diligence period. It's really important to do your home inspections before committing to an appraisal and paying for that. You kind of want to do things a little differently when everything is now as is. It didn't used to be like that. Here's the due diligence. By default, you have 10 days, guys. So once you get an offer accepted by the seller, your 10 days starts, and that's where you would have your home inspection. Look into school districts, crime rates, anything that's important to you, anything that would affect your decision to purchase this home. This is the time to look into it. I mean, you can cancel for really any reason. If the wind changes direction, you don't like it. I mean, you can cancel for whatever reason you want and get your earnest money back. You're not committed to anything. Especially with the way the market is, guys, it's people, hear it all the time. They want to sleep on it before they make an offer, before they make that decision. In this market, it's really best just to try to move as fast as you can with the offer. I'm not saying throw offers out on anything, but get the offer out there. See if you can even agree on terms, and then do your due diligence. If you're wanting to think about things or look into things before you put an offer in, it's likely someone else is going to beat you to the punch, and you're just kind of wasting time or getting excited about a property that now you don't even have an option to get anymore. I think that's going to be it, guys. Home warranty plan, that's something that's typically always paid for by the seller. Always a good idea just to throw it in there. That would cover the warranted items for a year. Typically you're going to get a 1-year home warranty up to maybe $600, depending if it has a pool or not. You can choose whatever home warranty coverage you want to be paid for by the seller. Here's a section where you can write in additional terms. There's different things you would need to write in here for different situations. Sometimes it's just left blank. One thing I've been writing in on all of the offers for my clients lately, since the change, the contract change last year, is I've been including the verbiage from the old contract about what seller concessions can be used for. The new contract doesn't allow for seller concessions to be used for prepaid items. So for example, if we have money left over, because we want to make sure we have enough to cover all the costs, you're generally going to have money left over. I like to include the verbiage from the old contract so we could prepay maybe the HOA for a year if we have money left over, so we can use all the money that we asked for, essentially. If you don't do that, then you're going to be limited on what you can use for, and if you don't use all the seller concessions, then the seller gets that difference back. So never hurts just to throw that in there. I've never had any agent object to it. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. This video definitely went longer than I expected. Again, if you guys want a copy of this, just let me know. I'd be happy to send it to you. Alright guys, that's going to wrap this video up. Hopefully next time you're ready to write an offer on a property, this video will have made you feel a little more comfortable about doing so. If you ever have any questions about anything I cover, you guys feel free to reach out to me. If you'd like me to write an offer on a property for you, I'm always available to help you with that as well. Next week we're going to go over what earnest money is. We'll go ahead and knock that out. There's a lot of things to be aware of with earnest money, so we'll go over that. Should be a much quicker video next time. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in a couple weeks.